super exciting for stages of learning. Hey, Sweet Smells NG. Welcome. Thank you for joining. So tell me, where are you joining in from? It would be great to know where you're joining in from. 4 stages of learning. That's what we're talking about. I mean, so I did a video a couple of days back on how to learn, unlearn, and relearn, so that you can, because you see, learning is one of the most important things that anybody can do. So if you're a business owner, if you have a 9 to 5, if you work, if you do different things, it's important for us to learn different things. It's important for us to learn how to do stuff, right? So yeah, so that's basically what I'm talking about today. Today I'm going to be talking about how to learn, how you can learn anything. Now, I've learned so much, I've been able to learn a lot of stuff. Welcome. Awesome. Welcome, guys. So as you're joining in, there's 2 things I want you to do, right? 2 things I want you to do as you're joining in. Tell me where you're joining in from. Tell me where you are joining in from. Let me know where you guys are from. Awesome. Hey, 9K, what's up? Welcome. As you're joining in, tell me where you're joining in from. Hi, Amina. Thank you very much for joining. Welcome. Awesome. So, as I was saying, right, it's important for you to learn, right? Learning is key. I think that's one of the most important things is for us to be able to learn. Learning, okay, look at it. So we learned how to walk. We learned how to talk. All right, Tapioca by Manar, Abuja, awesome. We learned how to walk. We learned how to talk. We learned how to go on Instagram. Who can remember when Instagram was hard, right? There was a time when Niger Formulator Lagos, awesome. Thank you for joining. AK, Big Chi, welcome. Where are you joining in from? Toyin is joining in from Lagos. Wow, we're global, guys. We have Abuja, we have Lagos in the house. So where, learning. Who wants to learn, right? If you want to learn, if you want to learn how to learn anything, right? Put a 1 in the comment section. Just put 1. Just put 1. Just the number 1. If you want to be able to learn anything, right? And regardless of what it is. And I'm going to give you guys a few stories of mine that have, how I've been able to learn stuff that even seems like, it's more or less like impossible, at a particular age. You think that, oh no, you can't even learn that, all right. So Data Exclusive wants to learn. Just give me 2 seconds and put on the AC. Yes, I'm back. All right, Niger Formulator wants to learn anything. All right, awesome. So before we go into it, CD Sako, where are you joining in from? Tell me where you're joining in from now. So the second thing I want you to do, so the first thing is you told me where you're joining in from. The second thing I want you to do, there's an arrow, right? There's this arrow. I want you to click on that arrow and send this live video to 10 of your friends. 10 of your friends that you would love to learn. 10 people that you would love to see them grow in 2021. 10 people that that, look, if their life is impacted in 2021, you'll be proud and you'll be happy. Send this live video to them so that they can join us. Because guess what I'm going to be dropping is amazing, right? And I guarantee you it's going to be amazing, right? So head over, just send it. When you've sent it to 10 people and you're back, just put a 2. Let me see, just put a 2 in the comment section. If you've clicked the video, sent it to 10 people, put a 2. If you are just joining us, right, tell us where you're joining in from, right? Then, if you tell us where you're joining in from, then send this live video to 10 of your friends, come back and put a 2 in the comment section. Then we'll get into it, right? Now, learning. I'll tell you one thing that I learned recently, right? Something that was mind-blowing. And it was the game of Polo, right? And so I was about... how old was I when I learned Polo? 28, 29. At 28, 29. All right, CD is joining in from UK. Glad to have you here. Now, at 28, 29, do you think that you will be able to learn anything new, right? at 28, 29, do you think you'll be able to learn anything new? A lot of people, will think that, oh, it's too late for me. Oh, I'm 30, I'm 35, I can't learn anything. Oh, this thing is so hard. Oh, age is not on my side, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people have that issue, right? Whereby, hey guys, thank you for joining, welcome. A lot of people have that issue whereby they think that they're so old that they can't learn anything new. And there's even this saying that sort of corroborates them and says that you can't teach a dog old tricks. But well, you're not a dog, you're a human being, right? So you can always learn new tricks. Right? All right, awesome. Dada exclusive, thank you for joining. Thank you for inviting Yzuera. Thank you. So tell us, where are you joining in from, and invite more people, get more people in. The more we are, the merrier, right? And I guarantee you that today is going to be awesome. I'm going to give you guys amazing stuff that you can use immediately, right? So I was giving you guys the story of how I learned polo, right? I was about 28, 29, right? And so, right, awesome. That exclusive is in Kano. Awesome. And so, funny enough, I stayed in Kano for 8 years. I only moved to Abuja, I think 3 months ago. So I was in Kano. I've been in Kano for 8 years. Oh, Somi, what's up? Welcome. Awesome. Wow, this is going to be really fun. I'm glad that I have my people here. All of you guys, Zuera, Dada exclusive, Mohammed, Braimo. Amazing. Now, so 2017, right? 2014. I was sitting down in the office, just having a normal conversation with my friends, and we're talking about work-life balance, right? And we said, we can't just be working. I mean, who has been in that situation whereby you're just working, and you feel like your work is draining you, right? If you've been in that situation, give me a 1 in the comment section. If you've been in that situation whereby you're just working, and you feel like your work is draining you, hey Zara, welcome. Awesome. We have the big people have joined us. Right? So if you feel like you're working and your work is draining you, right? Not now, it might not be now, but you felt at some point in time your work was draining you, put a 1 in the comment section, right? And so that's what we felt that day. We felt like our work was draining us. We felt like our work was sucking out our life. We felt like, no. Sorry, I said plenty 1. All right, awesome, right? We felt like our work was just sucking the life out of us, right? And so we're thinking about it and we say, hey, you know what? We need work-life balance. So what does work-life balance mean to you? And so we're talking about it among ourselves. And, so my friends were saying that, they were going to watch football. They were going to start, going to football viewing centers to watch football. I don't really like football, right? So, I didn't consider football. But so I was thinking, I was like, okay, what can I do? What can I do to have fun? What can I do to add fun to my life? And I thought about it that as a kid, I loved horses, right? I always loved horses. Like horses is, I've always loved horses. And so I said, you know what? Hey, Osatwawe, welcome. Right? So, I've always loved horses. And I said, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to start playing polo. And as soon as I said it, everybody started laughing. Everybody in the office, they were just laughing. They were like, polo. This guy, you're like 20 something. How can you learn polo? I said, okay, So I left office that day, and I, went to, something messed up. Okay, so can you guys hear me? I think there was a bit of a glitch. If you can hear me, please put a 1 in the comment section. Let me know we're still together. Let me not be talking and I've lost you guys. So if you're here and you're with me and you can hear me, please put a 1 in the comment section, and then I'll continue the story. Hey, Lisa Limoni, Captain Mo in the building. All right, great. You guys can hear me. Fantastic. Let's get into it. Right? And so what happened was I said, I was going to play polo, right? And I went to Polo Club. So when I went to Polo Club, I just drove in there. Very confident. Just drove in. And then, I met one guy there, and he was like, hey, what am I doing here? I was like, oh, yeah, I want to learn how to play polo. And he said, oh, okay, have you ridden a horse before? I was like, yeah, I mean, I've learned how to ride horses. I grew up near Murtala Square, so, horse wasn't a problem. What I wanted to do was to learn polo on top of that. And so he said, oh, sure, I could do that. Long story short, long story short, fast forward to 2, 3 years, like, I traveled everywhere. I traveled everywhere playing polo. Abuja, Kaduna, Kano, Lagos, Ibadan, like name it, I was there, right? Now, at 20 something, you would think that how can you learn a sport and become very good at it? How can you learn a sport and become very good at it? Same thing happened around that same time. I learned taekwondo, right? I learned taekwondo and I competed. So I competed. So my first competition was the Agoma competition. That was in Kano, I think 2018 or so. Now I was in Kano 2018. And guess what happened? I won a silver medal. Now, you think that at 30 years of age, how can you compete? Like, you learned a sport that you didn't start when you were a kid, and you were able to do, right? Listening through my Bluetooth to get it. I love that. Don't worry, you're going to get it in, right? And so, I competed that. So, how do you learn stuff, right? And I know that all of you, the fact that you're here means that you want to learn. So, there are 4 things. There are 4 things you need to know to learn anything and everything. Anything you can imagine. You need just 4 things to learn it. So, I'll tell you. The first thing you need to do, or rather the first stage. So learning is in stages. There are 4 stages, and in each stage, there are certain things that you need to do for you to be able to learn, right? So there are 4 stages to the entire learning process. So the first stage is unconscious incompetent. Now, don't be bogged down by the English, right? Unconscious incompetent. And what does it mean? It simply means that you are not aware that you don't know how to do it. You are not aware that you don't know how to do it. So when they say you are an unconscious incompetent, it's not an insult though. So it's not like, when they say you're incompetent, it's not like an insult. There are certain things that you're incompetent at. There are certain things that you don't know how to do. If I were to ask you now, if you're not, you're here and you are not a medical person, you're not a medical student, you're not a medical person, do you know how to give injection? If you don't know how to give injection here, put a 1 in the comment section. If you don't know how to give injection, put a 1 in the comment section. If you don't know. If you don't know how to give anybody injection, put a 1 in the comment section, right? So when we say you're an unconscious incompetent, it means that you don't even know whether you can give. Now, a lot of you people that are putting 1, I'll ask you a question. Have you ever tried it? Have you ever tried it? Now, you're answering 1, you don't know, but you've never tried it. So how do you know? If you haven't tried it, how do you know whether you can do it or not? It might be easier than you think. Do you get? So the first stage of learning is exactly hair splash. You haven't tried it, so you don't know. You don't know if you know or not. So you can't say that you don't know. Or rather, you can't say that you can't do it, right? You can't say that. You shouldn't say that you can't do it because you haven't tried it. It is when you have tried it and you have seen that you can't do it, then and only then can you say you are incompetent. So, for everything that you have never tried, right? For everything, say when I'm not a medical practitioner, why would I? I mean, you never can tell. People inject themselves for different things. It's not just it's not only for medical reasons. But let's not get into that, right? So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, guys. Thank you for joining Tufafi and Souvenirs. Awesome. Welcome. Now, here's the thing. So, right, everything that you haven't tried, everything that you don't know, you are an unconscious incompetent. You don't know that you don't know how to do it because you've never tried it. Now, what is the cure for being an unconscious incompetent? And I'll give you guys an example, right? What happened to me, a personal example. for a very long time, for years. In fact, from the time I got married to my wife, right? I, when we were in Kano, I used to drive her to a place where she does yoga. So they had a yoga instructor, an Indian lady. They had a yoga instructor, and they were always, hi Jam Jam, welcome, thank you for joining. There was an Indian lady who used to take them for yoga classes, right? And I used to drive her, for yoga. I used to drive her and my sister for yoga. I think they used to go like 2-3 times a week. 2-3 times a week, I'll enter car, drive them for yoga, they'll finish yoga and come back. Now, I never imagined that I'll do yoga. Like, yoga never came to my mind, right? Hi Chide, thank you for joining, welcome. Hi Abdul Kudus, thank you guys for joining, right? I have never thought about it, right? Hey Lisa, welcome Lisa. Nice, it was really amazing meeting you at the Kuva event, great, thank you for joining, amazing, right? Now, all the while that I was dropping them in the yoga class, I have never imagined that I was going to practice yoga. Why? Because first of all, I didn't think yoga was a guy thing. I thought it was just girls, like, yoga was just, I never even imagined that yoga was anything that I'll see myself doing. So at that time, I was an unconscious incompetent in yoga, because I wasn't conscious, I wasn't aware. Do you get? I wasn't aware whether I could do yoga or not. As far as I was concerned, yoga was nothing that I was going to think about, right? And so I was an unconscious incompetent. Now, the thing is, everything that you don't know how to do, and you don't even know whether you can do it or not, you are an unconscious incompetent. So that's the starting level. Now, how do you cure unconscious incompetence? Is by testing, is by trying, is by attempting. So you see something and it looks, oh, cool, okay, you know what? Let me try it. Don't have that mindset that, oh, this thing is for them, it's not for me. I can't do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. Right? Now, these 4 stages, once you understand these 4 stages and you understand how to hack these 4 stages, trust me, you will be able to learn anything. So the first stage, once you understand that anything that you don't know how to do, and you don't know that you don't know how to do, it means that you're an unconscious incompetent. So the next stage, right, after unconscious incompetent, the next stage is conscious incompetent. It means that when you move from an unconscious incompetent to a conscious incompetent, it means that you have tried it and you have seen that you don't know how to do it. And that is where all of us start. All the things that you've tried. Now, how many of us have tried something? And I want you to put a 1 in the comment section if you are in this category. You've tried something, you were not good at it, and because you were not good at it, you gave up. How many of you have tried something and you found out that you were not good at it, and because you felt you were not good at it, you gave up? Brimo, all right. Mohammed Brimo says 1, right? Now, what you don't realize is when you give up because you are not good at something, what you have done is that you have truncated your stages of learning. Because for you to learn something, you need to go through the 4 stages of learning. The first stage, unconscious incompetent, meaning that you don't know it, you don't know how to do it, and you don't know that you don't know. The second stage is that you are now aware that, I've tried this thing and I don't know how to do it. So I'll give you guys a story. We came to Abuja, right? When I got a job in Abuja and I moved to Abuja from Kano. So I saw someone on Instagram, Othman Banimo. I mean, he's my twin brother, in fact. Why do I say he's my twin brother? Because our birthdays are the same day. What are the odds that 2 people named, we have the same name, Othman, and our birthdays the same day? Like crazy, right? And so I saw him doing yoga, and I'm like, are you serious? So guys do yoga? Like, I was shocked. I was like, are you kidding me? Guys do yoga? And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not even try this yoga thing. I'm going to go to his studio and I'm going to try it out and see. Let me see what this whole yoga thing is about, right? And that's when I went. So when I went, the first yoga class I attended, my goodness. So you know how it is. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, if you guys have seen yoga. So you see all these yogis doing breathing, all these things. It looks so cool. It looks so nice. That thing is hard. Oh goodness, it is hard. They'll tell you no, it's just breath. Anchor your breath. It is. I was sweating. My hands were shaking, and this is me that I feel like I'm strong. This is me that I feel like, okay, the small muscle left and right, and I feel like I'm strong. I couldn't handle it, guys. It was hard. That was when I realized that what? I was an unconscious incompetent. Now, imagine if, because it was hard, right? See, my sensei is here. Sensei, well done, sir, right? Imagine if I had truncated what I was doing. Imagine if I had stopped. Right? So I have two friends, same name, same surname, but the same secondary school, same hospital. Wow, I thought they were all sweet at birth. Hey, Musad Warrior, thank you for joining. Welcome, right? Now, that's the amazing thing, right? Now, imagine if I had truncated learning yoga. Imagine if I had stopped and I said, you know what, this thing is hard, I can't do it, I'm never going to do it again. Okay, so let me ask you guys a question. Now, honestly, for those of you that have been following me, those of you that know about my page, right? Have you ever seen me do something? Maybe my handstands, maybe me jumping in the air, or one of those crazy stunts that I do, right? And you thought to yourself, this guy is mad, I can never do this. If you've, confession time, if you have thought like that, put a 1 in the comment section. If you've seen anything that I've done, right, and you've thought to yourself that this guy, Bobo, is mad, right? I will never do this kind of thing. Maybe you saw me doing handstands, you saw me doing splits, you saw me doing something, right? Anything that you've done, right? That video says. Okay, awesome. Now here's the thing, right? Hey, Umi, welcome. Thank you for joining. Right? Here's the thing. Here's what you guys don't realize is this, right? I don't want you to have that have a captain. You're a chairman now, right? Now, so here's the thing, guys. I want you to understand something, right? If you have that mindset that if you see somebody do something and you're like, nah, this guy is crazy, I will never do it. So, I think it was Benjamin Franklin that says, if you think you can or you think you cannot, you are right. So you haven't even tested, but already you have already told your mind, you have already conditioned your mind that, hey, I can never do this thing, right? I can never do this thing. It means that you can't, you've already given up. You've already conditioned your mind. You've already told your mind, you've locked the door. You've closed the opportunity. You've closed anything that could have happened. So what you want to think now, imagine if I had seen Othman Banimo doing yoga and I thought to myself, okay, guys do yoga now, but this guy is different, maybe he uses jazz, I can never do it, right? And I tell myself I can never do it, I would probably have never experienced what I've experienced. Diane says can't jump and break Lego. Look, it's not I mean, well, I'm not saying you should go and do it, right? So what you want to do is just be open, don't go and do it, but learn how to do it. Now, so the first stage of learning, like I said, right, is unconscious incompetent. The second stage is conscious incompetent, right? When you are conscious that you don't know how to do it, right? You know that you don't know how to do it, right? And then when you know you don't know how to do something, what's the next thing to do? Is to learn how to do it. So there are two choices. One, you either press forward and say, you know what, I want to learn how to do it, or you step back and say, oh, this thing, I can't do it, it's for special people, I'll never be able to do it. You have only two choices. When you are faced with this kind of scenario, whereby there are two things. It's my first time joining. What is yoga all about, please? Well, so yoga is about it's a form of, it's from the Middle East, India, most likely. I think it originated from India. So basically, it's talking about how, basically what it means. The word yoga means union, right? Union between the mind and the body. So the mind, the body, and the soul, right? So how do you achieve this union? You achieve this union by doing certain physical activities, mental activities, breath work. Because why you need to do that? And sorry guys for digressing, but let me just explain. Why you need to do that is because the physical is what stops it. The physical has so many clogs, right? So many blockades. So when you do those physical movements, it's helping you to unblock the blockage, right? So that you can better have a better union between your mind and your body, and you get to the point where anything you tell your body to do, your body can do it. Which is why you see yoga people doing crazy things, putting their hand on their leg and all sorts of stuff, right? Now, so when I saw Othman Banimo doing yoga, and I was like, you know what? I was like, okay, I want to see. So I went to his class, and I realized that I couldn't do it. And so I asked him, how can I do this? And so Othman said, simple. Keep coming to class, keep showing up, keep practicing. And so that's what I did, right? I started practicing, on my own. And before you know anything, now I'm doing handstands, I'm doing splits, I'm doing crazy things. And people are looking at like, this guy, you're crazy, right? But not realizing that not up to 4 years ago, I was just like you. Not up to 4 years ago, I was just like you. But all I did was to be consistent. Now, let's even take it back to polo, right? When I decided to start playing polo, right? I got a lot of backlash. A lot of people were saying, no, you can't. How can you learn how to play polo? See, what you don't understand, these guys, when they play polo, they've been playing it from when they were kids. I'm like, okay, yeah, I hear you. It doesn't change anything, right? Now, imagine if I had stepped back from there. Now, oh, God have mercy. Let me give you guys gist. So I started practicing polo, right? I had a few horses. I was playing. I wasn't so good, but I wasn't bad either. And so I formed a team. And nobody was going to put me on their team because I wasn't good, right? There's no point. The essence of polo is you want to win games. You're not going to go and put somebody on your team that will make you lose, right? And so that time I was learning. So we're supposed to go to Ibadan for a tournament. Now, because I knew that nobody was going to put me in their team, do you know what I did? I formed my own team. I'm a firm believer of when they don't want to invite you to the table, build your own table. If they don't want to let you through the door, break the wall and build your own door. And so that's what I did, right? I formed my own table. I formed my own team. Went to Ibadan. You guys don't even know what happened. So we're playing. In the midst of the game was hot. Do you know what I did? I took the ball. Mistakenly, the ball got to me. I don't know how the ball got to me. And I was heading to go and score. And I was just speeding. As far as I was concerned, I was a bad guy. I was going to go and score. But what I noticed was that all the opponents, none of them were trying to stop me. Meanwhile, my team members kept shouting, don't go. Me, I was wondering, I was like, okay, maybe they're telling me not to go because they feel like I'm a beginner and I was going to go and lose the ball. But me, I was like, I was determined to score. Guess what? Apparently, out of confusion, I was going to go and score our own post. If I had scored that goal, it would have been an own goal. Can you imagine? I want you to imagine a footballer going to go and score from the center line to go and score his own goal. That was what happened. Luckily, I lost the ball, and I didn't take it to go and score. So at that point in time, I was a conscious incompetent. I was conscious that I didn't know how to do it, right? Now, two things at this stage of conscious incompetent. Now, so here's the thing. At the stage of unconscious incompetent, what do you want to do? You want to try out as many things as possible. Try, test. Don't be afraid of failure. So at that first level, you don't want to be afraid of failure. Failure is part of it. Failure is just feedback. Try it. The second stage, right, when you become an unconscious a conscious incompetent, right? What then happens is you know that you don't know how to do it. So what you need at this stage is persistence, resilience. Know that there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. at that point in time when I was going to go and score my own goal, Captain Bo is laughing. I'm telling you, it wasn't funny. At that point in time when I was going to go and score my own goal, right? People were laughing. Like, people laughed at me. Even me, I laughed at myself. It was funny. Guys, it was funny. But here's the thing. Here's what you don't understand, right? If you turn back at that point, and the sad part is that most of us turn back at that point of being conscious incompetent, because we don't want to be laughed at, because we're asking what will people say, because we're saying, oh, this person is looking at me, because we don't like to feel like we're incompetent. We don't like to feel like we're fools. But here's what you need to understand, right? Imagine if a child that is learning how to walk, because the child keeps falling down, then the child says, you know what, this walking thing is for you people, it's not for me, I'll keep on crawling. Do you think that child will ever able to walk? So what I want you to do is, whenever you are in that position where you are a conscious incompetent, I want you to channel your inner child. You see, when you're a child, when you fail, you don't blame yourself for failing. When you can't ride a bicycle, you won't see a child. Listen to the language of children. You will never hear a child saying, I'm stupid, I can't ride a bicycle. What they will say is that this bicycle is bad, this bicycle is stupid, this bicycle is broken, I can't ride it because the bicycle. They will blame the bicycle. But as we grow older, our ego self-judgment gets developed, and we start to blame ourselves when we meet a point where we don't know. But here's what I want to tell you, right? Is that not knowing is not a bad thing. Failing is not a bad thing. It's okay, as long as you keep moving forward. So that's why, when they say fail, they say fail forward. Because when you fail, when you are starting again, you are not starting from scratch. You are starting from the experience that you have. So don't be afraid of failure, right? So now, I went, met Otman Banimo, started doing yoga with him, Polo. Let me tell you guys. So at this stage of conscious incompetence, you need persistence. You need fanatic persistence, not normal persistence. Fanatic. Now, let me tell you what I used to do. How did I learn how to play polo? Every morning before I go to work, every single morning, every morning, I will go to polo club, practice polo for like an hour, 30 minutes sometimes, 45 minutes sometimes, depending on how my day is. Early in the morning, 6 o'clock, come back home, have a bath, eat breakfast, then go to work. Every day. When I close from work, I'll go to polo club, practice, then go home, have a bath, and then rest. Every single day. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard, right? If you've heard of this 10,000 hours. So for you to be an expert in anything, you need to spend 10,000 hours doing that thing. Which is why most Olympians, most sports people, what happens is that they clock that 10,000 hours just when they are about 17, 18. That is when they clock that 10 hours. If they started practicing at 4 years of age, and they were practicing for like 3-4 hours every day. So when they are about 18, that's when they hit it. Now, some of you are thinking, oh, but I'm 30 something, or how am I going to do it, right? When you consistently, fanatically, so I want you to think about the things that you like. I want you to think about the things that you do, the things you do that you wish you could do, the things that you're doing, and maybe you're running a business. I want you to think about it. What are the things you need to do in your business? Are you fanatic about it? What business do you have? You're a coach. How well do you coach? How many people do you coach? Do you practice your coaching? Or do you only wait until you have a client? You are a chef. How much time do you spend cooking? A lot of us just think that, oh, because you've named yourself something, it means that you'll be that thing. No, you need to be fanatic. At that point, you need to consistently do that thing. And so that's what happened. I consistently played polo. I consistently went for yoga practice. Now, when you consistently do it without backing down, you will now get to the third level. The third stage of learning is when you become a conscious competent. So the first stage is unconscious incompetent. The second stage is conscious incompetent. The third stage is conscious competent. I'll describe how conscious competent is. Conscious competent is you have started doing the thing, but you need to think before you do it. How many of you can drive here? Please just put a 1 in the comment section if you can drive. Put a 1 in the comment section if you can drive. Hey Hussein, thank you for joining. If you can drive, put a 1 in the comment section. I want to use this driving philosophy. Hey Vivian, welcome. Thank you for joining. Right? Sophie, Cool FM, what's up? Thank you for joining. All right, Captain Mo, you can even fly now. You can fly an aeroplane. You are like, we were here, normal human beings that can drive. You are like here, people that can fly aeroplane. All right, awesome. When you first started learning how to drive, now, some of us learned with stick, which is manual, right? Wait, let me even ask, if you learned how to drive with manual, put a 2 in the comment section. Let me see old school people like us, right? If you learned how to drive with manual, not automatic, you learned how to drive with manual. Okay, 2 for flying. All right, okay. Now, before you change the gear, right? When you were learning how to drive, didn't you notice that there were times when you have to look at the gearbox? When you are driving, see road in front of you, you have to change gear. You look, press clutch. Okay, then clutch down, then change gear. If you are on this boat, please put 3 in the comment section. Let me see people like us. You want to change gear. When you were learning how to drive, you had to, look down, or you had to mentally tell yourself, okay, clutch is the one on the left. Here's the funny thing. There are so many people till today, if you ask them, should I Chef Mimi say 4 if I can say 8? If we will not kill me. All right, awesome. So you can see that we're all on disabled. Now let me ask you guys another question, right? How many of us till today we can't differentiate our left from our right, especially in Hausa? If you speak Hausa here, how many of us can't differentiate? So we don't know which one is Hagu, which one is Dama. Or even in English, you don't know left, you don't know right. When you say right, you have to first use your hand and raise your hand and say, okay, right, yes, right. You've anchored right to this hand, but off the top of your head, without moving your hand, you don't know which. All right, yeah. So you see that I know you people. I'm seeing you people. I can see all of you, right? Now, here's the thing, right? So it means that for driving, that time when you were driving, you were a conscious competent. A conscious competent means that you are only competent as long as you are consciously looking at that thing that you're doing. As long as you are looking at that thing that you're doing consciously, that is when you say you're a conscious competent. Now, for those of you driving, you had to look. But let me ask you, did you stay as a conscious competent for long? No. Now, I'm sure that most of you, when you're driving, you drive. How do you know that you have become an expert? Is when they ask you, how many times did you change gear before you got to work this morning? As you drove to work, how many times did you look at what you were doing? How many times did you count how many cars were on the road? You can't remember, because now what you can do is you can be driving. Let me shake a table. If you're a lady here and you have done your makeup while driving before, put a 2 in the comment section. If you're a lady and you have done makeup, either put lipstick or whatever, eyeliner or something, or powder, as you are driving, put a 2 in the comment section. Don't worry, we won't laugh at you too much. We won't laugh. Say 100. Now, rewind back. When you were learning how to drive, would you have been able to put makeup as you're driving? No. Right? Now let me give you guys another scenario. Right? How many of you, when you are driving and you are lost, you feel lost, and you are trying to find your way, you now off the radio? Put a 3 in the comment section. Put a 3. If you've been driving before and you feel lost and you're trying to find your way, you put off the radio or you reduce the volume. Put a 3 in the comment section. A lot of us, especially maybe you're driving at night, or you're going somewhere you've never gone before, and you're confused and wind up without AC. So what happens is this, right? Do you know why you do that? Is because you're trying to reduce distractions. You're trying to concentrate at what you're doing, because you feel out of your comfort zone. You feel like you are out of your comfort zone, so you need to be able to concentrate. You need to be able to all is a 3. You need to be able to focus on what you're doing. Exactly. Right? So that's the thing, right? Now, that's being conscious competent. Now, bringing it back to polo. When I was playing polo, by the time I was learning, for every time I want to swing and hit the ball, I'll have to recite in my head: close your knees, hold it, half sit, swing slowly, hit the ball. I used to always say it in my head. Close your knees, half sit, swing back, swing slowly. And I'll keep repeating it till I get to the ball. Sometimes I'll hit the ball, sometimes I'll miss, sometimes I'll take my eye off the ball, different things. That is when you are a conscious competent. And you can only get to conscious competence if you do not give up when you were a conscious incompetent. When you got to that point where you didn't know how to do it, you were not seeing any progress. If you are just starting a business and you are seeing that the business hasn't started bringing results, I want you to assess yourself. Which stage of learning are you in? Are you in the unconscious incompetent? Are you a conscious incompetent? Or are you a conscious competent, whereby you have to first check your books before you can put price? So a customer asks you for price, you have to first do calculator. Why is it that when you go to provision store, any provision you touch, the guy just tells you the price? 200, 300, 400, 500. Does he have to look? But when he has a new staff, the new staff will say, wait, first, let me scan it. The person has to scan it first. It's because after conscious competence, right, the 4th stage of learning is unconscious competent. The 4th stage of learning is unconscious competent. Now, the unconscious competent means that you are competent unconsciously, without thinking. A primary example of that is when you're eating food. Do you need, if you're eating and NEPA takes light, will you miss your mouth? If you miss your mouth, type 1. If you will not miss your mouth, type 2 in the comment section. If you are eating and NEPA takes light and you're about to put the food in your mouth, if you feel like you will miss your mouth, type 1. If you feel like you will not miss your mouth, type 2. Let's test. If you feel like you miss your mouth, type 1. If you feel like you will not miss your mouth, type 2. Aha! So why? Why do you think that is? It is because you are an unconscious competent in eating, because you are a chop. Can eat every day. Eat morning, eat breakfast, eat lunch, eat snacks, eat Pringles, eat this thing, eat, put meat, put this thing, everything you want to put inside your mouth. To me, I know when somebody wants to steal my meat in the dark. Aha. So so here's the thing, right? Here's what you need to understand. But let me ask you a question. Were you always like this? No, you were not. As a child, when there times when you were eating and you spill food on your clothes, why do you think they give children bibs? Why do you think they give children bibs? If you have a child, you watch your child eating and the child is clumsy. Sometimes they even put food inside their eye and they start crying that they put food inside their eye. What carried your food inside your eye? His mouth. You think that it's supposed to be automatic. Because children at that age, when it comes to food, they are not unconscious competent. And so, whenever, now this food thing, I want you to think about it, right? Here's what I want you to think about. There was a time in your life when you couldn't eat normal. You spill food on your mouth. To the point where now you can eat without thinking. There was a time in your life when you were driving, you have to check to change gear. But now you can drive without even, you can drive, do makeup, put lipstick, eyeliner, foundation, while you are talking on the phone and you are buying corn, all at the same time. So if you, the same you that could do these things and follow the 4 stages of learning, I want you to understand that how you do one thing is how you do every other thing. So if you are able to do that with food, do that with driving, do that like Captain Mo now. Captain Mo, I'm sure you can take off and land without too much calculation. I mean, I know that there are automatic landing systems, but there are some airports that don't have those automatic landing systems. I mean, for one, I think Bauchi Airport doesn't have it. And I know you've landed in Bauchi before, so it means that you are an unconscious competent when it comes to flying. And so if you can do that, if you can walk your way, think about from the days when you were in flight school, when you were even afraid to be in the cockpit, to the point where now you are snapping the snappers. You're snapping the snappers as you're flying your aeroplane. You are an unconscious competent when it comes to that. So if you can do this, it means that there's nothing else you cannot learn. Chef Mimi, the first time you fried egg, I'm sure you put too much salt inside. They didn't burn you with catering skills. I'm sure the first time you fried egg, you put too much salt, or you burnt it, or you did something. Right? I'm sure. Now, what happens? Now, you can even fry egg and toss it in the air and do some stunts and one thing without even checking. The same you that you were unconscious, at that time when you started learning, now you are Right? The same. I can tell you so many things about the people here. I mean, okay. Let's even talk about Sophie. Sophie, I know that the first time you went on air, you stammered. The first day, think about it. The first time you went on air, you stammered. You were scared. You were shaking. Your heart was beating. What if I make a mistake? But now you'll be on air. You'll be doing Instagram live while you're on air. You'll be eating corn while you're on air. You'll be doing anything you want to do. Right? It's the same thing, guys. The same you that can move through these 4 stages. It's the same you that can. So when you meet anything that is giving you hard time to learn, and you're feeling like, look, I can't learn this thing, what I want you to do is to think about it and say, okay, which stage am I in? And what do I need in each stage? So the first stage is unconscious incompetent. Unconscious incompetent, what you need is courage. You need courage to try things. You need courage to just go out there, right? The second stage is conscious incompetent, where you know you don't know it. You've had the courage to try it, and you've seen to yourself that, whoa, I can't do this thing. At that stage, what you need is persistence, discipline, perseverance. And then when you are a conscious competent, what you need is discipline to keep going. Because you need to keep going till you get to that point where you don't have to think about it again. I'll give you guys another personal example. I remember when I first, when I was working, and I was asked to go and assess a filling station. I was asked to go and assess a filling station, whether we should take it for lease or not, and it was hard. It was hard. I couldn't figure it out. But now, if I see a filling station, I will tell you how many liters that station will sell in a day. And there are people like that. Musa is here on this call. Alamin is here on this call. I remember when both of you first started. When we were talking STPA and all those things, you guys were not even sure what that meant. So no matter what happens, guys, you want to stick to the 4 stages of learning till you get to the point you are a conscious, an unconscious competent. I mean, Mr. Tosin is here. Welcome. Thank you for joining. He got a drone and he's giving us nice shots. Nice, amazing shots. I know that the first time you tried flying your drone, you were scared. Your heart was beating. Definitely. Let me tell you what I did. My first drone was a what do you call it? DJI Phantom 1. No, not Phantom. That white one, I can't remember the name. Right? I flew it indoors. I almost crashed it. Me, I crashed it. I flew it indoors. Who flies a drone indoors, for goodness sake? I took off indoors. I was scared. The thing crashed. I broke 3 propellers that day, the first day I took it off. Before I now got better. Before I now bought my Inspire. Before I now bought my Phantom. Now with my Inspire, I'll be doing stunts. So that's the thing. Those are the 4 stages of learning. You must pass through those stages. Don't think you can boycott it. And here's the thing. Whatever stage you are in, don't give up. So when you are in that first stage of unconscious incompetence, you don't know it. I mean, 3 years ago, I'm sure Mr. Tosin didn't think of drone. I'm sure 3, 4, 5 years ago, he probably didn't think about it. But then I'm sure a thought came into his head and he's like, you know what? Drone might be nice. So what you want at that stage of being unconscious incompetent, right? You want to have the courage to try new things. When was the last time you did something for the first time? When was the last time you did something for the first time? We feel like we're old. We feel like we're okay. We don't need to learn anything. We're done. We're bad guys. I still skip a heartbeat when executing jobs. What does that mean? It means that you still haven't gotten to that point where you are an unconscious competent. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Ramsey of Hell's Kitchen, do you think he will skip a heartbeat when he's supposed to have a job, when he's executing a job? Ramsey is not going to skip a heartbeat. Right? Now, here's what you want to understand also, right? Sometimes when your heart is beating, so let me tell you, right? The mind is funny. You see, there's no difference between anxiety and excitement. It's the same symptoms. Anxiety and excitement are the same symptoms. Think about it. What are the symptoms of anxiety? Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. I'm not going to give you guys right. Right? What are the symptoms of excitement? Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. Right? It's the same thing. The only difference between anxiety and excitement is how your mind interprets it. So if your mind interprets it that, oh my God, I'm doing something new, oh my God, it's scary, then it becomes anxiety. If your mind interprets it that, oh yes, I'm doing something new, yes, we're about to get into it, this is exciting, your mind sees it as exciting. So that's what it is, right? When you feel your heart beating, it means you're alive. It means you're doing something worth doing. There's no point living your life where you are not doing exciting things. You want to live a life of excitement. You know? So, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that Schweppes Virgin Mojito is better than Schweppes Chapman. Right? Sorry, that you need to go through the 4 stages of learning for you to be able to achieve amazing things. And as you go forth and as you are learning, I want you to know that me, Othman, I believe in your capacity to grow and lead. Now, if you are just joining this Instagram live, if you are just coming onto my page for the first time, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for staying this far. Here's what I want. I have a gift for you. So go to my bio. Click the link in my bio. There's a book, a free book on goal achieving. It's going to help you achieve all your goals. Any goal that you have set for yourself is going to help you achieve it. So click on the link on my bio. Download that goal achieving book and go ahead and achieve amazing goals, because I want you to achieve your goals, right? Which is why I'm giving you the book free of charge. Check the link in my bio. And if you've been following me and you haven't downloaded that book, head over to my bio as well, right? So thank you very much, guys, for joining. I really appreciate. Thank you so much for all of you for engaging. So much love, guys. You guys are amazing. You stayed with me this far. We've been able to go through the 4 stages of learning, and I hope that we're going to apply these 4 stages in everything that we do. Whether religious, stuff you want to learn, whatever you want to learn, you can use the 4 stages of learning to do that. Whether it's family minded, you can use the 4 stages of learning. Whether it's exercise, some of you are thinking, oh my God, I can't run, I'm too old, I can't jump, I can't do yoga, I can't do this, I can't do this. Follow the 4 stages of learning and you'll be able to do it. Whatever. Hey, Captain Mo, thank you very much. Everybody, right, follow these 4 stages of learning, and I know and I believe that you guys are going to do amazing things, right? So from me to you all, I love you all. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much, and God bless. See you guys.